so I got something different for you guys today. I bought from Amazon. It's from ILONDA model L88, Discover the Future Aquatic Wi-Fi Fish Feeder. I bought two of them to put on my turtle tank so they can run at different times. I can control from my phone because once it goes into hibernation, I could just, change stuff up. Plus, kind of just update stuff to a little bit more of a newer age technology. The problem that I have so far with this whole unit is that the manual is this big. Now, it's just small, like I really can't. I go to read the manual and it's, the lettering is a blur. So for anybody who has come across this so far and they're in the same mental state that I am, where you're just squinting at it and then you realize, okay, that's Chinese, that's Russian, where in the hell is English? Got Chinese at the end, that's Polish, Czechoslovakian. What is it? Is it at the beginning? That's the Russian section. Japanese, that's Korean. And English is the first page. Oh well. So it tells you everything on this it comes with a USB cable. Now here's one of the issues. I don't have a USB port on my surge protector for my turtle tank, but it comes with a very nice long cord, as you can see. I would say, about arm length for me here. That's 1, 2, 3. So without a tape measure, my arm length I would say is maybe 2 or 3 feet from the tip of my finger to my shoulders, so probably 3 feet roughly. So it's about 9 feet, a little over 9 foot cable, so you can get it pretty far wherever you're going to need it. But then that's going to tell you where you want to place your fish feeder now, because my fish feeder sits on the front of my turtle tank. So I might have to now put it on the other side, which I really don't want to do because that's where my curtains are. So this might be a little bit of a pain in the butt situation on where I'm going to put it. I just prefer not to see wires running up the tank, but running up the side of the tank. But if that's the case, that's the case. So anyway, I'm going to take our cable. I'm going to plug it into an outlet that I have that I can use. And it's the Type A Android cable, the first ones that came out before they made Type C. So it's really kind of idiot proof. So I'm going to take the unit here that comes out of the box, and it's got the hole in it's got the plug in the back, and we're just going to plug it in. Okay, now as soon as I plug it in, a little light came on. And I'm going to go to my phone. Now I have an Android phone. So I'm going to go to my Android. I'm going to go to my Play Store. And I'm going to look up the ILONDA, ILONDA.
Now, look, they've sort of doubled in size.
Well, definitely.
Final sprinkling of chopped parsley, and our stew is ready for the table.
I might have to have a quick taste before
And it looks like this.
I mean, you don't have to be sure.
I know it's kind of like way too much glare. My phone screen's really bright. Just try to dull my screen down so it's not so bright. There we go. So it looks like that. The ILONDA. It's got some weird images on it. We're just going to install it. And hopefully from there it's pretty simple. Because versus the instructions I really can't see exactly what's going on. I'll show you guys along the way and shut Gordon off in the back. So I'm going to open it up. Comes up with a little thing, so you got, once you see the hands to robotic hands shaking, you're good. It says register or log in with existing accounts, so we're going to register. Want your email, get verification code. It's easier to grab it from your computer. So I'll type in my verification code. Okay, make a password. Done. Save. Alright, now it comes up, once you make the account, you're going to have this screen in front of you that says, no devices, please add. I'm going to hit add a device. And it comes up with everything under the sun. It has home, pet, it starts off with aquarium. Thermometer, air control, water pumps, water quality detector, lighting devices, wave making pump, water alarm, and fish feeder. That's pretty cool. They make a lot of random stuff. I'm just getting introduced to it. So I figured I'd walk you guys through the same process you're going to be walking through when you're looking at a manual with miniature writing on it for ants. So we're going to do fish feeder. And it tells you, walks you right through it. So I clicked on the fish feeder icon. I'm going to go back and show you that. The fish feeder icon is the one at the top right, kind of where that little boxy piece is, right over here. So fish feeder's there. So click on that. Then it's going to come up with an image that shows it. It says reset device first. Power on the device and confirm the blue indicator light rapidly blinks. So I'm going to unplug it because we just plugged it in for hell of it. Alright, so reset the device first. Power on the device and confirm. That indicator blue light rapidly blinks. So I'm going to plug it in. I don't know if it rapidly blinked, but so let's go to resetting devices. There's a spot. It says disconnect the power supply, wait about 60 seconds at least, and then reconnect device. Long press on the Wi-Fi button more than 8 seconds until the indicator light begins to flash, then release. Please confirm that the indicator light flash the indicator light has started to flash. Bleh. Blinks twice per second. Confirm indicator flashing. So underneath it, it says resetting devices. That's where I clicked on to get that information. So now I'm going to hold this gray button down until it starts to flash. Now release it. So it's flashing. So we know that's good. Now we're just going to click on the bottom, that blue bar where it says confirm indicator rapidly blinking. Okay, so now it's going to come up with allow Linda to access your device location. This app might want to access your location at all times, even when you're not using the app. Honestly, just hit, allow. Now it wants to access my Wi-Fi. So you just type in your Wi-Fi password. What the fuck am I doing? There it is. Alright, SP66. Doesn't matter if you guys know my password. Hire nobody. 43. No. Alright. So once you got your email, once you get your Wi-Fi password put in, hit confirm. Continue. Alright, so once I do confirm and continue, it says it only supports 2.4 gigahertz networks. My gigahertz networks is bigger. But anyway, right now it's connecting, so it's going to do this little processing part. So what I'm going to end up doing, while I'm waiting on that one to do, I'm going to open up my box for my second one, so I can do the second one as well. Now it looks like this thing has to be connected to a power supply at all times, which is going to be a pain in the butt, so now I got to see if I have, which I should, is a phone charger that can take USB ports. I think I got a spare one in my bedroom that I don't use. So that might be our biggest pain in the butt. It comes in a little bag, it's all put together. Device found, registering device to smart cloud, yada yada yada. Oh, I need smart. Not like an easy pull tab. I don't know what the bags are made of. Let's make condoms out of them. Good lord, stop breaking. Not the best sticker. Alright. Just like the other ones, they just pull apart. There's nothing crazy. And then inside there's a tab here you want to pull down. Usually I do it with my thumb and I just kind of pull back softly. And inside is like the bags that you would normally find in like your shoes and shit, except this is like a little piece of foam. It's like the little, whatever you call those things, Cadessa, whatever the hell. Where it says do not eat, it's not candy. Like, who the hell ever thought buying electronics or shoes like, oh look, there's a little bag of chiclets in it for me. Obviously somebody ate it, that's why. Oh, device not responding. Check points of it. Okay, check the device has been reset and the indicator light is blinking quickly. So it stopped blinking. So sometimes, a lot of times you gotta like try it again. So hold the button down again on it until it starts blinking and hit retry. And it's blinking. And I gotta type in my stupid password again. Oh my god. Yes. Copy. Let's copy that stupid frickin' Wi-Fi password. So now we're trying to reconnect again. I'm gonna put the phone right next to it. So while that's reconnecting, we got that out. We got some of the stuff we're going to look at here. This sits over the tank. We got this part here. This sits over the tank. And let's see what we got here for miscellaneous stuff. Looks like they got like different little setups on how you can get stuff to sit. It's like this will sit into a tray. So you got this tray that it sits in. Just like that. It's got a slot on the bottom, so you just connect it like that. It goes one way. And then you can see that the slit on the bottom and the slit up here, that this would get connected like such. And then that sits on the edge of your fish tank like such. So we're going to just remove that for now because we don't want to get that all in the way. So I just stuck my phone literally next to the fish feeder itself, like such. And now your device has been successfully connected. Cool. Alright, so you hit done. And I'm going to just throw stuff at each other. I'm going to put this in like such, just to hold it for now. And it says it's sitting on standby, and it's got a big black button. And I'm just going to hit the button, and it turns with the usage of my phone. That is freaking cool. I know I'm like behind everybody. Everybody's got these electric cars and flying planes and stuff like that, but that is pretty cool. I just push a button on my phone. Right? You see that big button? I'm gonna just tap it. I can't multitask over here apparently because my phone is the size of a cinder block. But I'm gonna hit that area with this next to it. Okay, very cool. All right, so now we have that underway, and we're going to know that unfortunately at all times this sucker is going to have to be plugged in. So we have that issue that we know. What else does it have on here? It has a timer, it has countdown, it has a record, and also at the top it has, on the top left corner by my battery percentage, is a pen. And let's see, it shows fish feeder. The name of it is fish feeder. I can actually change it to I'll change it to turtle feeder, let's change it to turtle feeder 1, number 1. Save. So now I have a name for it, and that was all by, I'll go back to show you where that is. That is, you hit the little icon here, so go boom, and then it's going to come up here. It'll have the name at the top, so it'll say like fish feeder, and then you hit the little pen icon again, and then it'll come down to show icon, name, and location, and you just click on the name, and you just change your name to whatever you want it. Either fish tank feeder, alligator feeder, whatever you want to put it at. And then you get the little arrows, your back button. Gonna look at timer. You can set the timers down. There's a timer schedule where it says repeat, note, switch on, etc., etc. So it has like a little timer section. So I can go in and set for like 9 a.m. I'm going to set it for, let's say, 7 o'clock. So in the a.m., I'll have this feeder go off around 7 o'clock. Save. So at 7 o'clock, the feeder is going to switch on and it's going to rotate. I can add another one to it where I'm going to want the feeder to go off again if I want it to go off again. And let's say I set it, let's say we got 7 o'clock, she'll get food, and then it'll go off again at, let's say, about 12 o'clock even. So 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, okay, so you could repeat it. I gotta do that the first one. I can go back and repeat it to what days I want it to go off at 12. So let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it goes off at 12 o'clock during lunchtime for us. And I'm going to save that one. Then I'm going to go back to the first one that I made at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go down to where it says repeat, and I'm going to put that in there for every single day, all week long. So it's going to repeat every single week. It says every day is going to repeat. So we got a 7 o'clock, and then we have a 12 o'clock that alternates. And then add to the schedule, I'm going to do another afternoon one, because we did Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 12 o'clock. So at 5 o'clock, now why did I buy two different feeders? Two feeders. The reason why I bought two feeders is because one feeder is going to have one food in it and one's going to have the other. The problem is sometimes I have like the freeze-dried shrimp and mealworms. I don't want to put that into the tank every single day or twice a day. I want her to have her regular food that she gets. So the reason for two feeders is one is kind of the regular food that she's supposed to get, and then the other feeder is kind of like that special treat that comes along the way. You know, she'll get that at like different times on different days, so that it's not like like when her food's supposed to come at 7 o'clock, she's not waiting till 12 to get the treat and says fuck the food, fuck the food she's supposed to have. She will follow a system where, okay, she's going to get this and this and this, like it's almost a little bit of randomness. And looks like you could do a randomness every single day. You could put as much times in there as possible. You know, like this one here, we're doing 4 p.m. and we're gonna do that Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, because we did Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And all that is just, this is going to be the regular food. So maybe I'll change the name to regular food, or I'll change it to, no, because probably put turtle food on it, and then the second one I'll have is turtle treat. So I know the difference between them. I can go back up and change it. It will just be, I don't really need the right turtle because I only have two different feeders and all I have is this one. So I'm going to just put food feeder. So I'm going to go look at it and go, oh, okay, that's the food feeder. Save. So that's the food feeder. Changed it again to food feeder. Got rid of turtle feeder. And I'm going to go back. Cool. So that one's good. Now it says I can add another device. And I would have to do the same thing. And the way you do that is, I'm going to go back to it. So this is my home screen of all my items, and you just hit the little plus in the corner right there, and you select what else you want to add. It's really simple, and you just we just go back to that main step, and you know, at the bottom it says home, and it says smart, and it says me. So that was really simple, and I did that literally just looking at the application and talking to you people. I didn't do that by reading the manual. So it is something you can easily figure out, and sometimes it does help to have a little bit of knowledge of this miscellaneous shit. So I don't need that manual because trying to read it wasn't working for me. So I'm going to find a plug where I can get them both plugged in. I'll get them in there and I'll get them hooked up on the tank, and then I'll continue with the rest of my video for you guys. Okay, so we got that one finally installed, or set up, and I took my new Dremel I got and I cut out a hole. The hole I did is 3 1/4 by was it 5 inches up. So I got down below where all my power unit is. It's just a regular phone charger, and it works fine because all it does is it's a power supply for the USB. So I run the wiring down so I can run it on the back side of the tank so I don't have the ugly wiring in my face. So that works. That goes with the rest of the wiring. Plug that one in. Got our wiring running across the top end of the tank. You guys this way so you can see how this really kind of sets up here. It's really stupidly simple. They had that mounting bracket that you put on. It's got the screws. It's got flat heads on it. They're a little hard to get off by hand, so you could just take it with a drill and unscrew it really quick. Then you're going to have your whole master unit, which is here. It's going to slide in this way. So I pull down on the screws just so I can get it to slide in, and then you'll hear that click. And then it's good. And you're not going to tighten them down just yet. You want to wait a little bit. So now we're going to plug her in like such. It's plugged in. I'm going to pull the wiring a little taut so it goes down behind the back of the tank. So grab my phone, and I'm going to go to the app, which now can actually go on my desktop from my main screen because now it's something I'm going to be using. So I bring up my app, and instantly it's going to show me my 2 different feeder. It has food feeder and then shrimp feeder. So I'm going to put the feeder right here. And as you see the tip of it, when I hit the little on button for the shrimp feeder, you see it spinning. So you know it's working. And I unplugged it from where it was sitting by my computer to put it over here. So we know that it's working, and you know that you can actually transfer it from one spot to another. And you're not going to lose your setup that you just did. Now, one of the things before we get started here is the opening for this is really small. So I had my Dremel before and I cut it out, but it needed a recharge because I haven't charged it since I got it from a gift. So I just got my cutter, my plier, my snips here, and I'm just going to snip it, and I'm just going to make this hole a little bit bigger. Alright, so you can see that where I cut it, I'm going to do the same thing on the other one, but I cut along the edge line where I thought was the track. And actually, no, actually cutting that little tab section out actually doesn't screw it up when you go to close it. I close it just for when I refill it, the stuff doesn't fall out the bottom, and then I open it all the way because the stuff I'm putting in here is big. You know, the stuff we're putting in here isn't small, it's big pieces of shrimp. So you kind of want your hole to be a little bit bigger, but you also don't want your stuff to fall out. Get all over the place. So it does have that groove inside of it where when you spin it, I'm going to spin it a couple times for the food to get to where we need it to be. And actually, right off the bat, it dumped right inside. So we're good. So now, the reason why I didn't want to tighten the bracket bars, I wanted to make sure that when it rotates, none of the food lands on top of the lid. And obviously, I put it dead center and it landed perfectly. So we're just going to take our drill and we're just going to carefully tighten it. Now you can do it by hand, you don't have to use a drill. Just saves a little bit of time. Just to get it a little tighter, and you can go in and tighten it by hand. Now the problem is, like anything else, it's all plastic, so you can tighten this until it breaks. And it's going to be the bracket that breaks before the unit does. So basically I got it on there where it's snug and tight. I know it's not going to fall into the tank. It's always my biggest fears with these stupid things is they fall in. So you just kind of want to double check that. So that's good. They're both sitting on there nice. I'm just going to clean up the wiring on them. And you can see them both. So we got them both here. Both with top one and bottom one. I'm just going to hit them both. And that's it. It's simple enough. The food's in there. She's not really hungry right now, of course, so that's fine. But they're on automatic timers, and you can just click on them like such, and you can go down to your timer. And you can see where your timers are, and you can select them on when you're not needing them, and you can select them off, just like a normal timer on your cell phone for your alarm. So that's it, guys. So that's the setup and the run through with the feeders. They're really simple and easy to set up. I take a little bit of wiring too, just in case things get yanked a little, and I like to put it, kind of spool it up on the back of the bolts here, or back of the bolts here, just kind of gets it a little taut on the back end, just in case there's a little yankage here and there. And keep them a little loose. I can drop the hood, lift the hood up if I need to, but I really don't lift this hood up too much. So that's why I kind of left the wires running across them, but I can always slip them to the side if I ever have to lift this hood for anything. The only time this hood's going to get lifted is when I install my water pump here that will actually suck the water out of the tank. Will be the only other time this lid is going to get lifted, is for the water suction. And then I'm going to put a water line that runs from my garage through the house to the tank, so I can actually fill the tank with water just by turning a spigot instead of running a hose or a couple gallons of water jugs. Anyway, guys, that's the ILONDA, I think it is. ILONDA. I never heard it said, so I'm just going off of what I can read. What I can read. That's it. Alright, later.